Textbook breakout setup here this morning on Tesla. Couldn't get the right risk reward ratio on a breakout through 170, so waited for new confirmation on that 172 breakout. Got a full body bullish candle, increasing outlier volume, and then waited for a pullback that justified my risk reward ratio towards 173. Need to see a decent pullback on this Tesla, right? Maybe to like that range, or it breaks out if I'm going to be interested in this. Right, 80 cents to make a dollar, not good enough. Right, the reason I'm happy to be on the 5 here, right, is because it's increasing outlier volume, bigger volume than any of the bearish volume so far this morning. So I'm seeing strength. There's volume on the 15 as well. We got that on the 5, so I'm happy to watch this on the 5. I basically have multi-time frame confluence here, so I'm getting the same idea on the 15, same idea on the 5, but I'm getting a better risk reward ratio on the 5-min, so that's why I'm focusing here. Still not enough, right? So see if we can get an overreaction flush under that like 171.50. Call stop loss like just under 171. Right, and I'm just waiting for price to pull back into my perfect entry zone. If I chase an entry here at like 171.70, then my risk reward is like 1-to-1, and my margin for error to be profitable is not that great. So I want to wait for a big pullback and overreaction flush, and then once I get that look, I know I can then get that easy follow through, and I'll spend no time in the red. Again, right, this is not the price action to be chasey, right? We're going to get punished if we chase. We need to make sure that everything pulls back into our risk reward zones. We're not forcing any decisions. We're not trying to overtrade. I know it's frustrating when things are moving, but that's what we got to do. I have to wait 30 cents. If that's the difference between me getting a trade and me not getting a trade, I'm happy to wait. Frustrated, but I'm happy to wait. This is not a Bollinger Band breakout strategy, right? This is just a nice little level breakout. So we're through 172 here, right? We broke, closed, and hold on volume. Now we're getting a low vol pullback, and I want to see if I can get the right risk reward towards that next level, right? 173. 10 cents to go here, and see the reaction, right? When it hits that 171.50. Got close a few times. Line's a little bit deceptive, right? Give me that 20 cents here. I do limit orders, Jared, because I'm picking my price here, right? I know I'm looking to buy at 171.50, so I can be specific on what price I want, right? And being deliberate with my entry price. So being deliberate means I can use a limit order. And then I'm looking to buy basically any price less than that, right? So if I get a price less, I should get a decent fill, right? But I won't get a fill above 171.50. Market orders give me some pretty nasty slippage. All right, so inside bar, decreasing volume. I want to see that little inside bar fake out. If it runs, it runs. I do not care. I cannot chase. I do not have the risk reward to justify that decision. I also don't want to see it making a higher high here, right? I want it pulling back into my zone before it breaks out. Might not happen. Still no higher high, so I'm still okay with this. Okay, 15 cents, watching closely. Man, it hits that like 171.60 and then bounces every time. I don't have the risk reward there, right? So I can't trick myself into chasing that. I need to have a positive expectation of making money on this decision. Don't have that here yet. But I have confirmation here. I've got the kind of price reaction that I'm looking for, but I can't trick myself into rushing my entry, right? I want as stress-free of a trade as possible, so I need to rely on my patience to basically allow that to happen. If I enter here, okay, yeah, maybe I make a little bit of money, maybe I get that follow through. But if I take the trade 1,000 times, I don't have a positive expectation of being profitable. So I need to wait for it to be pulled back. Otherwise, I don't have an expectation of making money. God, it sucks waiting for these entries, though. Trades like this, I'm literally got my hands in my pocket or I'm sitting on hands. And I've got everything set up, right? So I just have to hit submit or I have to hit enter, whatever your button is. If it runs, it runs. I can't hold that against me. Here are the rules I've identified, right, where I make money on. If it doesn't follow those rules perfectly, then I don't have an expectation of making money, right? I go from being disciplined to being a gambler. Can't do that, right? That's unacceptable. I can't chase. Gotta wait. Gotta be perfect or I can't be interested. I'm unwilling to compromise. Because every time I compromise, right, I just lose money, right? That's the deal. When I follow my rules, I make money. When I don't, I lose money. So at some point, I have to stop bashing my head against the undisciplined wall, right? And put myself in situations where I know I can be successful. We're creeping back closer. We have a chance here. 10 cents again, 11 cents, 12 cents. Now, fingers on the trigger, right? I'm going to watch this reaction here to this little fake out. A little bit more here. We can get a bit more, I think. And then once it enters my entry zone, I'm always just waiting for that overreaction flush, right? I want to see basically exhaustion from bears as they attempt to reclaim control and then them failing. And when they fail, that becomes my entry trigger. All right, guys, I am in. Average price 171.44. Good entry, Jared. Good entry. I didn't get a full size fill. Well, that's annoying. So because I'm risking only about 44 cents here in this context, this should have been a full-size play. I didn't get a full-size fill right away, so that made me a little bit nervous. I did end up adding into it to getting to my full size when it pulled back under that 171.50. But yeah, not getting that full fill on my entry price was pretty annoying. Okay, so far so good. So far so good. I'd like to see maybe a little bit more separation here. Oh. Yeah, I've got into my full position size. Average price 171.49. And then the reason I was happy to add in, right, kind of indecisive candle on decreasing volume tells me weak bears. So once I see weak bears, that's my entry trigger. Got confirmation of that. And let's see if this thing can go from here. If I can get a little bit of separation, that'd be nice. Get to that risk free. There we go. So far, so good. I'm gonna trim off a little bit here at like 171.80. Right, just approximately a 1 hour move, right? I'm super enthused about that reaction. Right, not getting that full fill right away definitely made me a little bit nervous here, and I was maybe overthinking some of this price action as it was coming together. Ultimately, I didn't do anything stupid, but that was definitely an influence. 25. Partial fill kind of annoyed me. Okay, see if I can get some off. 15 cents, 10 cents. Eyes cooperating really well. Pushing higher highs here, or from relative. Okay, there we go, guys. Took a little bit off there at 171.87. Took about half of my position off there. And now stop loss is going to be at my entry price. If you want to be a profitable trader, you got to get used to taking profit on the way up. Happy to de-risk here. You know, once I'm up 1 hour, nice little play. So once I'm at that 1 hour move, right, I'm trimming off. Well done, everybody. Well done. All right, let's see if this thing can keep kind of running higher, but let's see if we can get a little bit of further follow through. But excellent trade here, right? Excellent trade. And let's see if this thing can go. I didn't know if I liked that reaction too much still. A little bit. Got to go, but I love the way that the indexes are cooperating. So as we make a new high a day here, right? 172.30-ish. That's going to be my next profit target. And I already trimmed about half of my position. A little bit actually more than half of my position. And I'm going to trim off half of what I have left at that 172.30. And then I'll leave a runner to see how much further follow through I can get, essentially. Right, I'm being more aggressive with how I'm trimming this because it's a little bit later in the day, so I'm not expecting a ton of follow through. But no excuse to let this trade go red here now on the day, right? So you should be totally de-risked here. Should be fake out proof, right? That's our objective, to be fake out proof. Good entry, made this trade easy. Well, I'm not super enthusiastic about the reaction we've gotten. To me, this feels a little bit nervy, this price action. And I think a big part of that, right, is because I only got a partial fill when I first entered my trade. I got about half of my position size filled. And then I re-added to go full size, right? Once it got to 171.50 again, I was happy to click that trigger. So that, you know, could definitely be adding to sort of what that nervousness is. That's a bit of a tongue twister. But generally, if I can't get a fill on my sizing, right, then that makes me think that there isn't that much liquidity supporting this move. Right? I'm not trading big size here by any means. Right? Not compared to Tesla relative, at least. So it shouldn't screw me. Yeah, that patience is I mean, it can hide a lot of warts, right? when we wait for that perfect entry, we wait for that big pullback, when we wait for that overreaction inside our zone, it's like the hardest entry to buy, right? It feels the hardest to buy, but those are the ones that you want to be executing on. So still watching that 172.30, right? We're 10 cents away from that, 15 cents away from that. 20 cents away. Okay, I feel like an auctioneer going the wrong way here. Okay, 10 cents, 7 cents. Come on, go, 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 go. Okay, 5 cents. I love the index cooperation, right? That's the only thing that's probably kept me in this trade here so far. Indexes are really behaving nicely here. SPY's behaving really nicely. Yeah, we bought that little inside bar fake out, right? What we had here is we had kind of a point of confluence set up where we got confirmation on the 5 and we got our signal also on the 15. So it feels pretty strong. The 5-min just gave us a better, like a less risk, right? So I'm always happier to go on the shorter time frames when I can have less risk. Okay, again, right? 9 cents. Okay, we're getting close. 3 cents, 2 cents. Go, 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 go. 28 is killing me. There we go. Oh, shit. All right, there we go, guys. Got a little bit of a fill there. 172.37. And then I've got a real small chunk of my position left. I'm going to try to take some off at that 173 area. But stop loss now. Still going to be at my entry price. And great trade, everybody. Great trade. Turning into a nice little win. So let's see if we can keep getting a bit of further follow through here. But very, very tidy little play. Well done, everybody. So when I went to go click my fill at 172.30, I actually just missed the submit button and ended up getting a better price on that, like a few cents extra later. So that's why the explicitive came out. But ultimately, really happy with that process, right? Followed my plan and now had, I think, like 600 shares left at this point. Thanks, Brad. Appreciate that. We had to work for it this morning, right? We had to be super patient. We had to wait for that perfect pullback. Market's not easy, but the more patient we are, right, the easier it is. Okay, I think I'm going to close my position here. I don't like that fake out. Right, especially because this was an increasing volume. That feels a little bit funky. So actually, I'll wait for this candle to close. We only got 2 minutes. I got a small chunk left. I don't need to be a little panicky pussy. So if this candle closes, can't hold above high a day here, I will be closing this position. So just trying to take the information, right, that the market's giving me and just adjusting my plan, right? I do have a small chunk left, but that doesn't mean I want to let this now pull back all the way to my entry price and get back a lot of my gains. Still want to get good at taking profit off on the way up, right? But as long as that information doesn't really invalidate my thesis, I've got no reason to panic. And like I said, I had a small chunk left, so I could be relatively aggressive, but I didn't want to be reckless with my aggression. So just waiting for that perfect close. If I got the close, happy to continue. I want to see it to go, but something about this just hasn't felt perfect to me. And so generally when that happens, I tend to hold on a little bit longer than I should, and I give away some gains. But we can keep kind of creeping up here, right? Close above that 172.30. But on this 5-min, I got no reason then to be nervy, right? It's invalidating sort of my gut feeling. But if I can't get that close, if I get that fake out look, then I know that a lot of that volume, right, in this candle is selling pressure or selling volume. And so then pair that with the information that I got on this candle, right, on my basically what my entry candle was, or the candle post entry, that maybe there wasn't that much enthusiasm. So I didn't see that much enthusiasm, and then I'm seeing a rejection, right? That's, you know, maybe enough information to say, hey, don't get greedy here. But this is a much better reaction, right? Now we're seeing that kind of turn into support, right? We're starting to break out here a little bit, right? I'm kind of invalidating some of my concerns. So looking much better, right? Looking much stronger. Great close, right? Big volume, strong candle. I got no reason to be nervy here. So now I'm waiting for 173. Watch this now flush all the way to 170 after I say that. But I got no reason to be nervy here, right? At least not on technical level, right? Price action told me exactly what I wanted to see. So let's see if we can get back up to 173. Look at that little rhyme. I always you guys hear me say it all the time, right? But I always say, like, markets like to move in the second most obvious way, but maybe I need to change that in to markets like move in the direction that's going to make you most gray. Never make this shit easy. But right now, right, I'm trying to trust my thesis here. So I'm literally sitting on hands. I've got a real small chunk of my position left. And I'm trying not to overreact to the information that's kind of being presented. So let's see if we can trim this out at, yeah, 173 would be sick. But well done, everybody. Well done. Watching the indexes here on my left. You guys can't see it on my screen. Watching SPY, making sure it's kind of giving me that same look, right, as Tesla. Like, it hasn't made a lower low on its, you know, most recent 5-minute candle. So I kind of, you know, as long as that's sort of the case here too, right, it's just confirming the strength, right, or it's giving me more conviction that the strength is actually there. Back to the 172.50 area. Keep going. A bit more oomph here. Everyone understand the logic behind this trade here, what the thesis was? We make some higher highs. Push you, psycho. And I'm going to close my entirety at 173, guys. Okay, close. 28 cents. $0.20. Go, 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 go. Reminds me of my favorite horse. So it's a level breakout trade, right? So our thesis here was looking for a breakout through 170. Okay, we got that. We couldn't get the entry we wanted on that 170. So we just keep pushing, right? Trying to find that next breakout target. Here we got a break and hold through 172 on increasing outlier volume, strong candle. So then looking for a pullback inside that range, stop loss just under that 171 barrier, targeting 173. So breakout trade here, strong candle, strong volume, looking for that continuation narrative. That makes sense, Fernando? And then just worth adding here, right? Stop loss probably should have been like 171.15, but I'm just rounding that down to the nearest round number. So just keep it simple. Sometimes you get a little bit of a fake out. Just give myself that buffer. As long as I get that 2-to-1 risk reward, I'm okay with that. All right, so this was the plan, right? Right here. You got my finger on the trigger here, 10 cents away. 7 cents. On go. 3 cents away. I saw 98. That's cruel. Well, it's the levels we mapped out here pre-market, right? So I'm just literally following my trading plan. So if I get a breakout through 171, I'm just targeting the next level I've got written down. Right? So it's the pre-market prep that we're doing that's giving me these numbers. Right? So once it's through 172, it holds 172 like this candle did. I know that my next profit target is 173. If it held 173, then I know my next profit target is 174. Holds 174, I know my next profit target is 174.50. I'm literally just reading out my trading plan, right? So the work we do from 8:50 till 9:30, right? That's what makes this trade easier. I don't have to make things up as I go. I'm just literally watching my screen and deciding, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Right, I plan out all my trades before they happen. So there's no making it up once, I'm in a position. Before I enter a trade, I know where my stop loss needs to be. I know where my profit target is, and then I can work backwards to my perfect entry zone. There are no compromises here. There's no making it up. There's no room for impulsive decisions. If I want to be a disciplined trader, I need to be making those disciplined decisions when I don't have a bias on. The second I'm in a position, I'm always going to think that price action is going to run further than it actually does or than it can. And so my plan keeps me grounded, and it keeps me kind of making sure that I'm sticking to my rules and gives me something that I can evaluate my progress off of. Right. And then once I'm in a trade, I always go risk free once I'm up 1R, right? So if my stop loss is approximately 40 cents, right, then I know my first profit target, or where I'm going to go risk free, is once I'm up about 40 cents. It's the same thing every single time, right? There's no making it up as I go. The same thing every single time. I think I missed my 173 fill. See if we still got the legs. Okay, 10 cents. Come on. And then at this point, I basically just set up a limit order to close my remaining 600 shares at 173. So I'm pretty sure I missed my fill price, just kind of talking about what I was doing there. And so I still want that to happen again. So set that up, kind of let it hang there. And yeah, I did get a fill in a minute or two. But ultimately, really happy with that trade, right? Really happy with that process. I got zero complaints about how this thing came together. Pretty much a textbook play all the way from start to finish. So hopefully you guys learned a lot from this trade. Does that make sense, Fernando? Do you understand? Low vol indecision, worst. Well, it's okay. I wish it was stronger though. All right, so the point, right, of our prep is so that when we do have a trader, we have a setup, we can just be really mechanical in what we're doing, right? So that's why we spend all that time in the mornings focusing, trying to plan out our trades before they happen. That's what that looks like, right? So there is no, once I'm in a trade, trying to find new levels or anything along those lines. I'm literally just reading out my trading plan. Right, I'm calculating my risk reward towards that 173. I'm doing XYZ. There's no emotion, right? It's just mechanical, methodical process. And if I'm wrong, okay, then I do something consistently so I can be able to make those changes if it happens. But this helps me remove the emotions from my decision-making process. Okay, still watching that 193. Oh, I see a 99. Or sorry, that 173. Come on. Oh, I saw it. There we go, guys. All right, I'm all out at 173. Great trade. Of course. So this ended up running to about like 173.98, I think was the high. So just about to that 174 next profit target, but I'm happy to just exit this out as a 3R win. All right, so we plan, right? We spend all that time planning so that we can make those decisions easily. Yeah, we played Tesla to the upside here. Just closed out the position, Jason. Nice little breakout through 172, got a little pullback, and ran it all the way towards 173.